Hey, good evening. It's early for some and late for others. I'll just give it a few moments to see who might be able to join. I'm going to be talking about beast mode tonight. Just got back from an awesome conference with my business partners in Dallas, Texas. If you're on here, say hi or something so I can see you. And feel free to comment, like, share, whatever. But basically, this message is for my business partners, for any entrepreneur, any mother. It is for everybody. Anybody who wants something out of life. Anybody who wants more than what you have. You have dreams, you have goals, you have desires. Just burning on the inside of you that are waiting to get out. That's going to require you to get into beast mode. And after about a half a century of observing my own life, the life of others, and just the dynamics of how things go, like who's successful, who's winning, and just kind of watching that and seeing how that's all working, I'm noticing that there is a difference between a beast and a predator. And what I find is when we say beast mode or I'm a beast, or there seems to be like a negative connotation to that. And so people are actually afraid to be great. They're afraid to be successful. They're afraid to actually get into beast mode because it's going to require something of them. Something that is actually uncomfortable to people who tend to put other people first. People who tend to be compassionate and empathetic and caring and serving and loving and all those warm and fuzzy characteristics of people that have a beautiful spirit and are destined for greatness. If you notice, a lot of people that are destined for greatness that are actually going through the struggle and putting in the work to be great, there's humility that comes with that. And sometimes humility causes us not to really express the greatness in beast mode. So here's some definitions that I found about what beast means. Beast is an animal, especially a large or dangerous animal. A domestic animal, especially a bovine animal. An animal as opposed to human. An inhumanly cruel, violent, or depraved person. An objectionable or unpleasant person or thing. A person's brutish or untamed characteristics. A thing or concept possessing a particular quality. So when you hear those definitions of beast, and it talks about being unobjectionable or unpleasant, you gonna be unpleasant when you start looking out for yourself. You're gonna be unpleasant when you start saying no. You're gonna be considered unobjectionable, maybe even violent and depraved when you stop putting other people who are sucking the life out of you first. That's beast mode. Beast mode is when you actually begin to say what you actually mean and mean what you actually say. Beast mode is when you go into action to execute your dreams, your goals, your passion, your desires, the things that the Most High put inside of you. So I'm here tonight to tell you, give yourself permission to go into beast mode, because I have. And at this point in time, I realize people have hated me for being too nice. People have hated me for being too blunt and too direct. People have hated me for being too quiet. People have hated me for being too loud. People have hated me for saying what I got to say. People have hated me because I don't say what I... Do you get my point? You must be authentic and true to you. Unapologetically. And that's what beast mode is. And I personally believe, and this is after hearing, all the speakers that we heard this weekend, all these successful people that have gone through the same struggles that you and I are going through right now, that overcame the obstacles. They're sharing and pouring out their lives to us. Why? Because they want us to be great. I'm not where I desire to be at this point in time, but where I'm at right now ain't so bad either. And it did require sacrifices. It required some selfishness on my part at different points in my life. And I guarantee you, at 53 years old, if I had been a little bit more selfish, and if I had been in beast mode back then, ain't no telling where I'd be today. So, but no regrets. Just personal development and awareness and learning. So again, it is time for you to get into beast mode. Thank you, Brittany. And I appreciate anyone who is on here right now. And I hope that this message is speaking to you. And if you know someone who is struggling, they're great. You know that they're awesome. You see the potential, but you constantly see them cowering down to other people in situations and just letting people take advantage of them. Worrying about what other people think, worrying about what other people say, worrying about whether or not you're going to be accepted. You will attract who you are and what you are, because like does attract like. Okay? And some of us have been attracting like as far as a lot of the negative aspects of our lives. Insecurity, conflict and suspicion. When you function in that mindset, you actually are drawing those negative things to your life that you don't even need or want. Be authentic and be true to yourself, and you will begin to attract like-minded people. I am a witness. And it's okay if you begin to shed people that don't belong in your life. I know there was a time when I was trying to hold on to people that the Most High was admonishing me to release. Why? Because we grew up together, or because that's my best friend, or, loyalty, but false loyalty. Love is a two-way street. How many people are you getting reciprocation from in your life? Ask yourself that question. It is time to go into beast mode. Okay, again, that means that you're going to be an animal about getting what you want. And if you notice, it doesn't require you to step on anyone else's toes. It doesn't require you to use other people and abuse other people and mistreat other people. No, it all has to do with you taking care of you and handling your business. That's what beast mode is. Okay? And a lion goes out there and hunts down their food. They don't sit around waiting for somebody to bring it to them. Okay? You got to go out there and get it. It is not going to be handed to you. And all these people who are making you feel some kind of way, they're going to keep living their life while you sitting around doing what? What? Feeling sorry for yourself? Watching other people go through the process and succeed? You are destined for greatness. God put those desires, those dreams inside of you, and it is time for you to go get it. Now, I want to contrast that with predators. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying today. I'm not, please, this is about you taking care of you. There are plenty of people out here, and really wickedness in high places, that have become successful through predatorial practices. And I ain't even going to get, that's a whole nother message. I'm just going to give you the definition today. But this is what a predator is. A predator, an animal that naturally preys on others. A person or a group that ruthlessly exploits others. A company that tries to take over another. That's what a predator is. How many of us have been victims of predatorial practices? People trying to build their empires off your back, off your work, off your hard-earned money. And then what do you have to show for it? For all the hard work that you're doing. So, beast mode, predator. Don't be a predator. Because I guarantee you that is a lonely, desolate, and short-lived life. It ain't even a blessed life. If you building your empire off the backs of other people, in I don't care in what capacity. If you in beast mode, you doing it for you. And when you become a better person, you're going to also help other people to become successful and pour into them. And you're going to teach them how to get into beast mode so that they can overcome and come out from up under the predatorial system. So that's really pretty much what I wanted to share. Let me see what the comments are saying. Hey, Rockmine. All right, everybody quiet. Well, if you got anything to say, now would be the time to say it. Make a comment before I sign off. But it's, again, folks, it's time to get into beast mode. You don't have to be a predator to be a beast. That's really what I want you to understand tonight. Being a beast does not require you to take advantage of other people. It just means that you standing up for yourself. You working and you going for it. You know, stop worrying about what other people think and what other people say and their perception of you, because there is nothing you can do anyway that's going to please them. Stop being a people pleaser. I would rather please the Most High than man. People are a distraction. And a lot of times, you know, when you're trying to go get what it is that God has placed in you, you're going to have, the bigger the blessing, the greater the demonic attack, the greater the demonic opposition. You know, do you think that greatness comes without struggle? Think about the caterpillar as it becomes a butterfly coming out of that cocoon. Do you think that feels good? And we can all agree that a caterpillar is kind of squirmy and squiggly and funny looking and kind of creepy, right? But when it comes out of that cocoon, we can all agree that a butterfly is beautiful and it's strong. It's aviation. It's flying, right? That was a process. Diamonds, okay? They're a lump of coal before they become this beautiful, shiny object that everybody wants. But what did it have to go through to become a diamond? Pressure, fire, pounding. We don't want to go through the pain. Don't wait until you 53 years old to wake the hell up. Some of y'all are young enough to start pursuing your dreams now. And I'm just thankful to the Father that even at 53, I have my health, I have my strength, I have my mind, I have the support of many people who believe in me. And you know, that's really, really a blessing too. When you start focusing on the right things, you're going to realize that there's more people who believe in you than are coming against you. Stop focusing on the negative. Stop focusing on who ain't liking your post, who ain't sharing your post, who ain't commenting on your post. Let me tell you something. I've done these little videos. I'm not gonna care. I don't even go back to see who liked it. I don't care. because I'm just doing what I'm called to do. But sometime it'll pop up in your time hop, or you go back and someone does comment and you look. It's very interesting that you'll have 3 likes and 100 views. People watching. So don't focus on that. Don't worry about that. Do what you were called to do and do it unapologetically. So since y'all up and y'all hanging with me, I'll give you a couple examples of beast mode from my weekend. Our leaders have told us, when we go to these arenas and these large places, we had over 23,000 people at the AT&T Stadium, and it was just awesome. It was people from all over the world, international, like all over the country, all under one roof and none but love. But, it is still a large crowd. There is still, maneuvering and things that you got to do to get there and get seated and all that. Well, the leaders always tell us, don't be saving seats. If you got up early to wait in line and be one of the first people to get in here, you deserve your spot. You deserve the best seats in the house. But see, what happens is the early birds, the people who get up, the people who hungry, the people who really want it, they get up and they get to the arena early and they start saving seats for the people that's still in bed. Waiting on them, to text them and say, hey, we've saved seats for you. You can get on up and brush your teeth and come on down to the stadium now. Really? And what's interesting is, a lot of times, the people who are still in bed, these are the predators I'm talking about. They have achieved certain levels of success, in life and in this business through predatory practices. Okay? So the people who hungry and get out there early, they're not even appreciated for the things that they do. So they out here saving seats for people that's still in bed. And, me being the kind person that I am, I was a seat saver. I was. But not anymore. So we get there and it was some nice folks there. There was a row of about 15 empty chairs and there was 2 people in the aisle, and me and a couple of the girls I was with were ready to sit down. So we're like, excuse me. And the young man said, these seats are taken. I said, where they at though? Where they at? I don't see nobody. Well, they're on their way. Well, they're not here. We're sitting down. Well, no. We're sitting down. And that's exactly what we did. You ain't gonna do, what you gonna do? You gonna punch me? You gonna check me? That's beast mode. Now, was I justified in doing that? Yeah, I think so. Because I paid good money to be at this event. I got up early and stayed in line to get inside and to get a good seat. You're not about to save this seat for somebody who ain't even brushed their teeth yet. We're sitting down. So the next day, pretty much the same thing had happened. There was a young man trying to save seats or whatever. And I was like, excuse me. He's like, these seats are taken. We about to sit down. Well, there's 2 seats over here or whatever. And one of my other persons was in the restroom. They hadn't made it down yet. And so, I was like, we do need that seat right there. Well, I just gave you them other 2 seats. I'm like, boy, you ain't gave me nothing. I paid for these seats. We're sitting down. And we sat down. So I said all that to say, at some point in time, you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And people going to look at you cross-eyed, sideways, and think that you tripping. And, I probably was called the B word. And I ain't talking about beast either. But so be it. I'll be that. I'll be that. But from this point moving on, I am going to take care of myself. And I am going to achieve the things that I am setting out to do. And I'm going to do it without being a predator. I'm going to do it without taking advantage of other people. I'm going to do it without building my empire on the backs of other people. And let me tell you how that works. We all win. I win, they win, and you win. Okay? See, a lion is a protector. He's a protector, right? He's taking care of his family. And he's making sure that everybody's fed. And if you have a servant heart and you are a servant leader, that doesn't mean that you have to sit back and be freaking armor bearers for people that don't have any intention of doing any work at all. They just waiting on you to do it all, and they can reap the benefits. Those days are over. They're over for me, and I pray to God that they over for you. You are called to make a difference and an impact on this world. And the only way that you're going to do that is to rise up and be the leader that God called you to be. Okay? Somebody wrote something about it's real easy to count the number of seeds in an apple, but you have no idea how many apples are in one seed. I'm going to need you to sip on that real slow, and I'm going to get on off of here, but it's time to get in beast mode. I love you. Thank you for hanging with me, and let's get it. Bye-bye now.